We spent unreasonable time for academics and completely disregarding the rest of the areas. So we have to personally understand every child at home. And if the teachers over there, it's your responsibility also to understand their capacity in the group activities. You can see the different areas of intelligence over here. So it's a big topic. We don't have the time to explain everything. I just want to say that everyone is talented with different aspects of intelligence. So let's focus on the areas they are good at and spend time and money on the area they can focus. And at the same time, if they are weak at different areas, just focus if it's required. I'm trying to take you to our familiar places. Most of the time when we interact with family and children, we face almost the similar situation at home. The current unconscious scenario of our family culture. We'll just go through roughly. This is what's happening most of the cases. We are also familiar with this. We don't have time for the children and the partners, which is very clear in most of the families. So just go through the scenarios. Most of the time they come to us for our valuable time. You know that most of the kids spell love, T-I-M-E. Our time is very precious for the kids. We have to spend undivided attention when we spend time with them. Not doing multitasking and spending time with them. Definitely, we have our own responsibilities. At the same time, when we are spending some time with the child, just try to understand him, be with him and enjoy the presence. And let the child also enjoy our presence, our attention. In most of the families, especially single child family, we can see this situation happening. The child is the controlling factor of the family, which is a very dangerous factor. And the parents has no voice. Child is having no experience, no prudence. They are good at many things, but they are not good at handling the family. But we are giving all the keys to the child control. And the child is controlling the whole family, emotions too, and the time also. So make sure the control of the family has to be with the parents. And let the child enjoy when you control the child. We will come to that, how we can handle it. So make sure that when you are flexible, too much loving to the child, make sure that you don't leave everything to his discernment. And finally, you lose your control. Basically, when the child is doing everything what he wanted, finally he is addicted to gadgets, social medias, games. Normally you lose your control. Now starts the fight. The child is already losing control of his own intelligence. He is controlled by his own personal habits like gaming, screen time, etc. So make sure that when you spend time with the child, you're spending time with the child, not with your gadgets and screen time. We normally do this. This is symbolical expression of how we control the child. Maybe child is enjoying. The child over here is smiling. He is enjoying the fun. He doesn't know what's happening. He is finding fun in every activities we do most of the time. But later, he will realize that he was in chain and he is going out of control on his own control. This is what's happening most of the time, the opposite side of permissiveness. Some parents are too much permissive and other parents are too much forcing the child to obey, which is also resulting in very negative effects of the child decision-making capacity and their intelligence, peace of mind, happiness, etc. So, forcing the child to obey is not the way. Most of the time, I used to say that connection before correction. Have a connection with the child first. Then try to implement certain discipline. Understand the child, his temperament, his emotions, his priorities, his intelligence areas, and spend time with him. This is also happening in most of the countries. If you are expats, normally you don't have time, the busy schedule, we don't have time, so we pack our children to our places. And they don't have to take any initiative. Every initiative is done by us. We pack them to take them to places. That's also part of control. And the child enjoys in the beginning, but he doesn't know that he's going to get handicapped. So let the child enjoy his childhood. If you have small kids, this is most of the time happening. The child is not hungry, but still we are forcing the child to eat and drink. Basically, the child develops an aversion towards food. And later, the child feels that it is for dad or mom I'm eating. Actually, it's okay the child is not having their precious breakfast or dinner or lunch. Let them have hunger first before enjoying the meal. Don't force the child to eat according to your timing. Let the child enjoy the taste of hungering. The hunger has to happen before any meals to go ahead. It's not according to the timetable that we have to force the child to eat. Most of our interaction with the child is like this. Child doesn't know what we are up to. And we are with so much of unconscious baggages in our mind. And we interact with the same situation different way. And the child is confused. Why we are behaving such a way in this situation yesterday, and now we behave the way, completely different way. Basically, we interact with the child based on our emotional flexibility. If you are happy, you're happy all the way with the child. If you are not with the child, try to understand the child rather than pouring out all of your emotions, and get under control first. Be conscious. So we'll come to that, how we can do that. Actually, every child, they try repeating what we try to store. Let's talk to the child the way they can understand. They think that they don't have to mind the way we talk, but the way we interact matters. This is what's happening most of the time. When the child become adolescent period, they don't want to listen to us. They feel that we are outdated. And they feel that we don't understand them. They really don't want to listen to us if we don't have the connection with the child. Normally, we lose our connection. And basically, gradually, we disconnect our communication skill, physical proximity, interaction, Everything, in every relationship it happens. Make sure that we have a personal connection with the child. Normally, during the adoption period, the fight happens between son and dad. There are a lot of factors involved in that. It's a big topic. All the way, let the child know that their growth is appreciated. Don't treat them like child when they reach adolescent. We have to know that as they get experienced, they have to be treated and respected in that consignment. Basically, we lose our understanding capacity when they try to ask questions against our philosophy. When they don't listen to us, we feel that they are against us. Not actually, that's not true. They are expressing themselves. They should have the freedom to express whatever comes to their mind. At least at home, they should have the freedom to be themselves. And if you try to bring lots of dons and cans, they try to hide certain things from you. You will never know where the child is going. Definitely, for sure. And only you will come to know that he is not the child that I know. Very later, that time, you will be late to handle his connections. Definitely, this is mother versus daughter. Fight happens between them when they grow older. When they become adolescent, basically, they start disagreeing with you. They will understand your ignorance as a mother, outdated mother. So it's always advisable. Get connected with the child. You should grow with the child. Don't drag them to your ignorance. Try to grow with the child. Normally, when the partner is fighting in front of their parents, fighting in front of the child, they get disappointed, basically. The best gift that you can give to the child is to respect their mother and father. The partners has to respect each other. They should see how the opposite sex should be treated. They have to learn all these things from their house premises. So make sure that you respect your partner. They will, we are actually introducing the child how we have to live in this world, wonderful world. And if they see fight all the time, they think that partnership is that. And they start hating the partnership and marriage life and family. So try to respect. Maybe you will be having a lot of degrees and PhDs or higher educations or higher position or maybe higher salary. And you think that the way that you thinking and telling is the right way. Maybe the other side has something to say more precious than our side. So let's try to listen to each other. The listening and understanding, patience has to be there in the family culture, which is very important. Respect their father, respect their mother. It's our partner's responsibility. Always child is in connection with both of you. Don't think that we have to grab all the attention of the child. It's none of our business. It has to be shared. Responsibilities should be shared. Emotional interaction should be shared. So let the child let the child enjoy their childhood at home. Every child is asking for a happy childhood. So it's our responsibility. It's only our responsibility And that's our own responsibility to ensure that the child is happy at home, at least at home. Outside, he is able to manage. Inside, he is confined to that particular closer situation. So give a happy atmosphere for the child. Every child is demanding to teach them better habits because their body knows, their brain knows when they are addicted to one habit, it's very difficult to reverse. Learning is easier. Unlearning is very difficult. It's always easy to make a better, mature human being than to repair a broken adult. That's a fact. So let's not introduce wrong habits, any of the wrong habits. I don't want you to be perfect in all this way. And we know that there is no perfect parent. There is no perfect way to handle any child. At least try to be open-minded and try to learn about healthy habits. When the child is coming to assist you, let her be part of your household chores. Disregarding their imperfections, let them be part of our household activities. It's very important. They have to learn. They have to develop muscles based on every activities. So any activities, even at this stage, at 40s, when we start new, we have the difficulty of handling any job. Let them learn multiple jobs. Let them have multiple skills to compete with this fast-growing world. See, we have made a lot of mistakes during our parenting procedures, definitely, because we've been the victims of unconscious parenting. And we are the product of immature society, culture, belief system. So it's our duty to resolve the inner conflicts. When we interact with the child, try to interact with them without any expectations. Is it possible? It's possible, but it's not simple. And let's have some positive distractions to get the attention of the child. When you are actually in connection with the child, basically they will come back to us asking questions, expressing their emotions, expressing their confusions, expressing their philosophical point of view. Then we have the time to explain them what is from our side and let the child decide. Whenever he takes a decision, let it be a product of their own conclusion. Let's put the options and let them learn taking decisions. Every child is thirsting for this demand. Let them learn the way they can understand. For that, let them teach them the way they can understand. So most of the time, we deal with the child from our point of view. When you consider every child is different. So address them personally. They are separate, independent human being. So let's address them personally. Every child in the family, even if they are coming from the same parents, same partners, even identical twins, they have different areas to be explored. Most of these comments actually kills the child. Normally in our bad moods, we have all these situations happening at home. Child is always child. Let them be naughty. Let them distract you. Let them not come to your expectation. You are supposed to go to the child and understand them. Normally, we body shame them. We emotionally hijack them. We express our emotions without having multiple thoughts. So think before you talk to the child. You can say sorry when you make mistake. He will understand. Making mistake is okay. He will respect your politeness. He will respect your mistake. Everyone make mistakes. So let's not act like parents and the personality who knows everything. No, it's not the way. See, every child is unique. You can see from the picture, giraffe has easy way to reach to that height, but monkey has to take different steps to reach the height. But giraffe cannot go farther. But monkey can climb to different branches without any effort, with the least effort, genetically coded. So try to understand every child is unique. No one is better than anyone. No one is below anyone. No one is equal to anyone. Everyone is unique. So let's try to treat everyone, even our partners. Let's handle them as different entity, which is fun, basically. Your child is actually your subconscious mind. We need to say that your child copies everything what you do at home. When you seriously observe your child, your tone of voice, your physical positions, your body language, your style of speaking, your philosophy, everything is copied by your child. So your child is a mirror to understand you better and make proper corrections. Let's be a transition person to stop transmitting our traumatic childhood. Most of the time we are transmitting our abused childhood experiences to our next generation. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are coming to that track. Let's be aware of that. Let's see, how can you be a conscious parent? Which is not easy. Let's come to that, how we can handle it better. This is what's normally happening in the unconscious family culture, as we have discussed. The first method is, the most important part is become aware of our unconscious part. We have to undo our perversions and get ourselves right before we provide our template to our another child. The fragile spirit longing to unfold itself. Let's correct ourselves. Let's enhance ourselves before enhancing the child. Upgrade yourself before upgrading the child. When you upgrade yourself, normally you're getting a better atmosphere at home and the child is making use of the situation. Normally this is in the competitive world. We are trying to fix the child in different way. Let's stop trying to fit our child to our own fantasy world. They are not for that. Let's not take the ownership of the child. The child is not ours. They came through us, as Khalil Gibran says. Let's not put our fantasy world. Most of the time what happens, we try to enforce certain things which did not work in our life. And we are forcing the child to be that, which is a serious child abuse. Let's come to know that. Let's remove the mask of parenting in the first place. Let's remove the police cap and be with the child, play with the child. Let's come back to the childhood which we lost on the way to adulthood. Normally, when we reach to any desk, any responsibilities, we become very serious people. We have a lot to learn from child. They are living in the present moment. Let's come back to their emotional pleasantness. Let's be naughty with them. That's what I'm interested in. But it's not easy. This is a very important factor. Allow your child to be. Don't push him or her to be a doer. In this busy world, competitive world, we want the child to get a trophy, first place, second place, first rank, first in the class, and forcing the child for something that he's not interested in, which is very serious child abuse. We are losing this capacity to be. Normally, you know that we have lost our inner identity. Most of the time, we behave the way we don't want. We become doing machines, not being machines. We are human being, not human doing. Doing is okay, but we have to be first. Enjoy the moment. Accept yourself as you are. And try to understand this competition world is not worth living all the time. Be with yourself. Be with the family. Be with the child. Enjoy the moment. There is no trophy waiting for you. Finally, it's all going to end. We are not sure that we will be there tomorrow or not. Not even the next moment. Enjoy every moment, which is very important. Let's be first. Let your child go through the pain, rejection, failure. Let your child get C grade. Let your child be the last in the race. Don't fix it. I'm very serious. Don't fix it. Don't try to fix it. Pain is inevitable. Failure is inevitable. They have to fail. It's not all about the success trophies that society put forward matters. Let's be ourselves. Let's get out of all these competitions, which is very important. Let's not push our child to the area that they don't enjoy. You can be demanding parent. You can be demanding parent basically, but make sure that your child is also enjoying that demand. At least try to make them enjoy the process. Most of the time, society says that you are that, you are this. You know that it's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you look at a mirror, the magic mirror, you can see that you look like a thin, fat, blurred. And normally, if you never seen an original mirror, you will think that this is your image. Same like that. If you listen to what society is telling you, you are that, you are this, and if you still believe in that, you lose your original identity. And you become puppet to the society. Let's not go to that wrong track. Let's not take our children. Let's not drag our children to that kind of social mirroring. Let's have our own independent thinking capacity to decide on our own interest. Let's not pretend that we are something and supermodel that they have to follow. Let them be lifelong students, not a follower. You know that as the picture shows, people, those who blindly follow anything, doesn't know where they are going. It's very dangerous situation. Let's take that unconscious rat race to understand the child and to understand our happiness corner. See, when you look at the picture, you know that they are enjoying every moment. But these are the options they choose by themselves. If you don't stop them, basically, if you don't stop them, they are trying to be in the mud. They are trying to play without precautions. And you know that the games they play, we see that we are anticipating a lot of accidents and we stop them being adventurous. We can take a calculated risk to put the child to their own work. Normally what we do is we are giving antibiotics to the child because we are not sending them to mud and nature. We stop them playing in mud and dust. We teach them that perspiring, sweating is not a good idea. And they think that
அங்க போய் சத்தம் போடும் இல்லைன்னா இரு இரு இரு
shall we continue?
You can't.
Okay.
அவங்க பசங்க வந்தா இங்க வந்து எடுப்பாங்க அதுக்கு நீ இவன் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்க
எல்லா ஸ்நாக்ஸும் எடுக்கிறாங்க மேலே ஏறி ஒன்று குறையலாம் கபோர்டில் வச்சு லாக் பண்ணிடலாம்.
Okay, let's continue. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, most of the cases, almost 100% of the kids are living in the moment. And we are trying to stop them, which is very dangerous because being in the moment itself is one of the basic pillars of happy living. We anticipate a lot of worries and we take a lot of precautions, killing their creativity. And we start teaching them fear, start teaching our ignorance. So let's be aware of what's happening in our interaction with the child. We have to respect the child. Every child will tell you later otherwise. If my authority is not respected, why should I respect yours? We have to consider every child is different. Our experiences is the template that we put for the child. Our experiences will no way help the child to grow their future life. So let's try to understand the child from their perspective. This is most of the time happening in every family. When we tell the child not to do something, they're going to do it for sure. How we are handling all this, we will come back for the discussion purpose, all these matters. In most of the cases, it's been identified that our child noticed aspect would be their future talent. What if kids' most annoying trait is their biggest talent in disguise? So let's see how the child is handling their childhood. Be with the child, understand the child, try to watch which area he is interested in, where we can draw our attention. Normally, successful people identify and refine their talents so that their talents become their strengths.
சும்மா கிடந்தாலும் கிடக்கும்.
அவன்கிட்ட நீ தானே கொடுத்த விளையாடுறதுக்கு அவன் திருப்பி நியோ will give you நியோ is a good boy அவன் அங்க பாரு அங்கிள்காக அவங்க செஞ்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க கொஞ்ச நேரம் கம்முனு இரு ஏமா பூவல் இப்படி பாக்குற
I think some child is playing with the laptop. Let's redirect the annoyance and cultivate the talent. I'm going to discuss some of the basic skills required for every child for them to succeed in this 21st century, which is driven out of many research. The first one, their me skill. Before every skill, they have to develop this me skill. Mean the capacity to be oneself. The happiness of being with oneself. Let them try to be themselves. Personal improvement. It's all about personal improvement. We don't have the control over the outside world, but we have the control on our own personality. So child should know that they have to focus on their personal skills. Kind of meditative life, kind of introspective life. Rather than blaming things outside, let's try to fix things from inside. The world is most of the time is unfair, basically. They know it from their experience. We know it. But the only solution is tend to yourself. What are the skills that you can improve in yourself to face the challenges? We don't have to try to reduce the challenges, but we have to work on the skills to face the challenge. That is about me skill. It's a wide topic, basically. If you change, everything will change for you. If you want better life, better yourself. So that's a message that we have to transmit to our children. Concentrate on one's own personality, one's own skills. Try to love oneself first before trying to love others. We have to love ourselves. A kind of selfishness is required to be unselfish. So it's a great philosophy that most of the time our culture doesn't promote that kind of selfishness. A person who loves themselves, how much they love themselves, only that quantity they can share to others. If you don't love yourself, you're trying to hate everyone around you. Try to appreciate yourself so that you can appreciate others. When you start developing your own personal discipline, normally you know how difficult it is to be disciplined. You will try to understand others too. So me skill is very important. Next is we skill. We are social animals. We are interacting with many peoples. We are connected human beings. Now the world is one. No nationalism. World is one. We are connected everywhere. So we should know how to handle this we. It's all about relationship. Mental connectedness. Connected minds are better managed. No man is an island. So work on your relationship. Let your child get that philosophy. Relationship skill is very important in the future world. Now it's diminishing. So let's beware of making ourselves corner to one's own world. No, we cannot live by our own. Everything is connected. Everything that we are using now is effort of many people around us, many people around the world. So let's respect the relationship aspect. So every child should get the message of the sharing, caring, loving, respecting the other's emotion, which is very important. So that's all about we skill. We have a lot to say about it on every aspect, but we don't have the time, I think. Why skill? Obedient child is considered to be best child in the classroom. I am totally against it. Obedience is not mark of smartness. It's not mark of sincerity. It's not mark of intelligence. So if your child is disobeying you, you can consider that your child has his why. So let the child ask questions. Let them question things around them. Promote their questions. Their opinion matters. So let's not ask the child to blindly follow our belief system or any philosophy that we are highlighting, which is a dangerous aspect. Let the child to be open to every word. Let them choose by themselves. We can just support them for that purpose. So why aspect is very important. Ask questions. Find answers. Let the child learn to ask good questions and they will find better solutions.
Yeah.
Next is will skill. They should be oriented towards future, even when they are concentrating on the present moment. They should prepare for the future. They should be ready for tomorrow. When they are enjoying today, they have to enjoy today, not only for tomorrow. They have to enjoy today to get better tomorrow. So their will skill has to be developed. Let them have the flexibility to understand different areas. Let them be flexible to accept different situations around them. So this is called wiggle skills. Let them move around. Don't be rigid in one direction. Let them experience different world around them, different people around them, different talent possible, as possible as possible, as many talents as possible. So wiggle skill is the skill that helping them to be flexible, adaptable, vulnerable. Most of the time we say that vulnerability is a negative aspect. No, we have to be vulnerable to change, to grow. We have to grow. Only vulnerable people can grow. We have to be vulnerable to the situation demanding our growth. You might have seen this kind of toys. Wobble skill, when we throw from any places, they have a particular weightage, gravity on the bottom, and they move around, but they stay stable. They're anchoring themselves to a particular position. That is called wobble skills. Whatever be the problems coming on the way, let's wiggle around, let's wobble around, but still come back to the stability, to the calmness. So it's a great skill that every child has to have. So first of all, we should have all the skills. Only then we can teach them. We are going to face a lot of problems in life. Life is not safe. So we are free to wobble and get stable. What if skill help you to go outside the road, outside the drawn pattern, the road less traveled. They don't have to follow the patterns of the traditions. They don't have to follow the patterns of our family culture. They don't have to follow the philosophies of the existing world. They have to think differently. What if it's go this direction? They should have the freedom. So don't kill their capacity to ask questions. What if this happened this way? Let them ask questions. Let them find out different areas. All the discoveries in the world, all the discoveries in the world is the product of what if skills. If everyone followed what the society followed that then time, I'm sure no discoveries, nothing new will happen in this world. So they should ask questions. They should be dare to ask questions. They don't have to blindly follow anything. What if this happened this way? Promote that capacity of the child to ask questions. Finally, I am asking all the serious parents out there. This is thoughts of Khalil Gibran. Your children are not your children. They are sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. This is a beautiful line. You know that when we take ownership of our child, we want the child the way we want. Even if we are right or wrong, we always think that we are right. That is a big mistake we make. What if everything what we learn is wrong? Should we teach that to our children? Let's not strain ourselves in the process of parenting. Let's relax. Let's relax the parenting process. Every child will tell you, if you could try to understand me rather than trying to change me, this parenting would be a whole lot easier. I appreciate all of your ears. Let's open discussion. Let's enjoy parenting. Let's not take it as a burden. Let's come back to our childhood to enjoy the process of being with the child. They will teach you a lot, for sure. Thank you. That's the end of my slide. You can ask questions. We can open discussion.
அது வேணுமா? இல்ல, அது போடணும்னா போடுங்க.
நீ எதுவும் கேட்கலையா?
You can add something to that. Please unmute yourself, everyone who is talking, or you can handle.
Thank you, pancake. Thank you, pancake. Pancake.
Thank you very much, boss. Please, Auntie, hello? Hello?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
We can hear you. Go ahead, Fetuga. Go ahead, please. So I know we have a question that I would like to put through to Anthony. You have any question that we want to ask? You have your some of the major side. If you want to speak, you can record how you will acknowledge have your question put through. Whichever we want to ask, please know. Any question? Okay, if we don't have, there's questions here that I have that I need to ask you. Okay, what are some simple steps we can take to make parenting a better experience?
Can you
Can you hear me? What are some simple steps we can take to make parenting a better experience?
It's all about enjoying with the child. The basic step in the sense, remove all of your parenting caps, police caps. You know, every child is sending signal to you. One second. Every child is sending signal to you. Come to me, let's play together. But we are actually serious people. And we don't have the time to play with the child. I'm talking about when I tell playing with the child, trying to understand them, trying to be with them. At least let them know that we are here around to be with them. And basically, get out of all of your seriousness and stop expectations and be with the child. Have the connection with the child. Understand the child. So, I want to tell you that you don't have to copy any parenting style of others. Everyone is talented in one or other way. So focus on what area that you can contribute. Some parents are different in different areas. So what are the skills that you can contribute to the child? So every parent can have their own style to approach their child. And we can approach the child only in our own way. We cannot copy others. But the basic philosophy is be open-minded with the child. Don't try to impose what is in your mind. Try to understand the child from their point of view. So remove all your baggages of expectation. That is the most fundamental steps.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I have another question. Another one is, do you think we should be managing our children? Because like everybody says, are you managing your child very well? Are you doing this very well? Do you think we should be managing them?
I would say that we don't have to manage the child. We have to manage only our personality.
Yeah.
We have to manage our own unconscious baggages, unconscious fears, and the child will absorb the goodness from you. Actually, when any problem happens to the child, and parents coming and complaining and telling about the children, normally I don't take care of child's issues. I normally take care of parents' issues, their personalities, their family atmosphere. If you give ambience of their enhancing behaviors, better ambience at home, happy atmosphere, understanding atmosphere, normally the child is very flexible to adapt to any situation. So try not to manage anyone. That's my simple opinion. But make sure that you manage yourself.
Yeah. Do we still have anyone that wants to ask questions? Do you have questions? Do you have contribution? Do you want to contribute to what he has said? Do you have a contrary opinion? So let's have you. It's a discussion. Be open with it. We are waiting for you, for your contribution, for your questions. I think we don't have anyone that wants to ask questions. So let me put in my contribution if we don't have any questions. So my contribution is, hello?
Hello, hi. This is Manish. I
Okay,
have
go
a
ahead.
question. Yeah. Sir, I have a question on, let's say during this pandemic situation, we are doing a lot of work from home. And as you said that we have to spend time with them, and most of us are working from home, and
வளரிட்டாடா குழந்தை.
What happened? Okay, while we are waiting for him to come up, let me give my own contribution to what he has said. Parenting is not difficult. If we're talking, so many of us always say parenting is very difficult, but I don't see parenting as a difficult task. What makes parenting difficult is our belief. We have this idea of what we want our child to be. We already program it in our head that this is what I want my child to be. But when that child when that child did not comply with what we want them to do, that is where we say parenting is difficult. When we, as a parent, we have all this lined up programs that we even if the child is still 2 years old or 3 years, we already have the lined up program for that child in the next 20 years. But what we don't realize is when the child gets to, let's say, like 8 years to 10 years, they will start having their own mind, having what they want to do, having what they want to say, having how they want to rule their life. But just because they are not complying to what we have lined up for them, we think parenting is very difficult. So if you have a child, let's say somebody you planned to become a doctor in life, but you can't go on just because your parents are not that rich, or they are not, let's say, rich, so you couldn't do that medicine you want to do. You have to settle for something else. So at the end of the day, you gave birth to a child and you are like, because I can't become a doctor, I want my child to become a doctor because I now have the money to send my child to a medical school. It doesn't work that way. And you start pressurizing this child. I want you to become a doctor. I want you to become a lawyer. It doesn't work that way. Let them have the mind of their own, like he said. They deserve to have the mind of their own. They deserve to control their life when the time comes. Let them control their life. Let them tell you what they want. What they really want from you is advice, not you ruling their life. Okay? So another thing I want to say is that if you agree with me, I want to say you cannot raise a child the way your parents raised you, because your parents raised you for the generation that doesn't exist anymore. Okay? Because during her own time, there are so many things that does not exist now. There are so many things that if we want to learn, we have to wait for our parents to learn about that thing. But these days, kids are so exposed to the extent that even if you don't tell them some certain things, they will tell you. I remember there was a time we were talking, and we are talking about colors. So my son mentioned a color, and I was like, I've never heard that before. And I took my phone to immediately Google it to see whether that color exists. And it exists, and I've never seen it before. You understand? So how did the child know the color? I asked him, did you learn it from school? He said no. Where did you learn it from? I just heard it from somewhere. You understand? So they are already prepared. They already know so many things. But as a parent, we think we still have to control what we want them to learn. We still have to control what we want them to achieve, which we don't have all the power to do. All we have to do, like he has said, is to be part of their journey. Let's manage their journey very well. Another thing is our children emotional control is very important. Let's look into their emotions. What do they want? What do they really need? What is the next thing in their life? Let's manage them stage by stage. Don't put pressure on them. You have an 8-year-old child and you have given the child the responsibility to be taking care of his or her siblings at that age. You understand? So let them learn stage by stage. So that is all I have to contribute to this. So I would like to give us take homes, because we always have take homes when we are going. Today's take home is start to love more. As a parent, start to love more. If you love more, your child will learn love. Start to accept more. Accept them. Accept their mistakes. Accept their milestone. If you accept all this, your child will learn more. Be kind more. If you're kind to your child, if you are kind to other people, if you are kind to your neighbors, your child will learn kindness. Be generous and patient more. As a parent, so many of us don't have enough patience. We think we have it, but we don't have it. Some people will say, I'm patient enough. I've been patient with this child. What does this child want? We are not patient enough. We should learn patience always. And the last one is, as a career parent or stay-at-home parents, I don't want to say mom or dad because we have some stay-at-home dad. You choose that path for yourself. Okay, you choose to be a career mother. You choose to be a career father. It's not your child's business. Okay, their own is for you to provide for them. So don't transfer your frustration that comes with your work or your own work, don't transfer it to your children. We do this a lot because we are frustrated, because we have a lot of things going on in our life, because we have a lot of things going on in our career. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm tired of this. I want to work. I want to go out. My husband is not allowing me. We are putting the frustration on on your child, which is not supposed to be. So when you are choosing what's best for you, be kind enough to consider what works for them. If you want to choose what is best for you, the children did not tell you that, mommy, bring me to Hertz. You understand? You work for it. You and your spouse work for it. You call them to come. So when you want to choose what works for you, try to consider what works for them also. So these are the things we have as a take home today. So I hope we have a lovely section with Mr. Johnny Anthony. For me, I learned a lot because I always say this: no matter how you know, there are still knowledge. Don't stop. You keep learning. So if you still have questions to ask, we have some minutes to go. Ask your questions, and we are going to have section for the teams. I've sent the registration form. We are going to have teams and beyond mentoring section. So I've sent the registration form. If you want to register your teams for the mentoring section, please register them. So if you have your question, you can go ahead. Petuga, over to you, please.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Johnny. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kitty Plate. It's another exciting one again this month. Definitely will be hooking next month again for another exciting lecture. You must agree with me that so far it's been wonderful. And I'm very sure you'd like to join next time. So as much as we can, let's manage children. We should manage our stuff. We are the ones to be managed. They are on our own, they've come forward to them in. So we should show our responsibility on them. We should manage ourselves, accommodate them into our life. Thank you very much, Johnny. Thank you, Kate Late. It's been a very wonderful one. I love this. Someone said she really loved the timeouts. I do, and if you do, please make it day with next month. It's a month edition, and I'm promised to the next month we come out doing more than have this. Thank you, bye. You can leave now. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you can contact Mr. Anthony if you want to have anything with him. His mobile is on, so you can contact him. He's a clinical psychologist and a family therapist. If you have anything you want to discuss with him about your family, about your relationship, you can talk to Mr. Johnny Anthony. This is his mobile, is here. You can just write it down.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Anthony.
You're welcome.
And we also, if you're in Qatar, he's also teaching children on how to do skating. So if you want to, if you're interested in such thing, it's an outdoor activity for our kids. So you can also register with him. And also he has a school, Mindmaster Academy. If you have anyone in Qatar that wants to put their child in kindergarten or nursery, we have it here. It's a very good school. It's a very secure place for your child. So you can just contact him through the mobile you're seeing on the screen. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. We really appreciate your comments. Thank you. It's a really excellent session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for your participation. Thank you very much for the company. I appreciate your interest in growth.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So we have a group, we have a parenting group, parent circle on WhatsApp.
Really appreciate.
Yeah, I
Great session, friendships.
for follow up and some fund.
ஸ்க்ரீன் ஷேரிங் போதானே ஆஃப் பண்ணிடு
நவுறு நீ
இதான் இந்த ஒரு கே
உனக்கு ஒன்றும் தெரியாது.
குவிட் ரெக்கார்டர்னு போடவா
ஸ்டாப் ரெக்கார்ட்.
குவிட்னாலே ஸ்டாப் தான்